homeowner wants to cash out and downsize, but
can't afford to just give it away.
Plus, this Kansas City couple is banking on their early 20th century home to fund their retirement. Can they get top dollar when it's time to sell?
Buyers are really leery of buying the biggest house in the neighborhood.
It's all next on My House is Worth What? In 2000, Kim and her husband bought a home in the Edgewater Glen area of Chicago with the intention of restoring its craftsman character. She's made a lot of progress and hopes the house is now worth enough to start renovating the kitchen. A little bit about the Chicago neighborhood that you live in.
We live in Edgewater Glen. It's a wonderful family neighborhood, close to the beach, close to public transportation. We love it.
When I drove into the neighborhood, I realized that most of these homes are historic, if not all of them.
Right, this house was actually built in 1913.
Did you have your heart set on a historic house?
I didn't. I actually was looking at condos. And my husband actually was riding his bike and he rode down the street and just saw an open house sign and came in. He loved it. He called me, I came, and saw a house with great bones that just needed cosmetically to be fixed.
You bought this house in the year 2000 and you paid $372,000 for it. But then you sunk $61,000 more dollars into the house. The $61,000 that you put into the house, where did it go?
Really every room but the kitchen.
Why do you want to know your home's value?
I would like to tackle the kitchen if the price is right.
What do you think your house is worth today?
$625,000.
The Edgewater Glen area in Chicago here is like a mini subdivision of the city of Chicago. It's a very, very tight-knit community. It's extremely popular, very convenient to the downtown area. It's just absolutely wonderful.
Isn't this enclosed sunroom patio a really cute bonus area?
Oh, I think it is so warm and cozy.
This was put in by a previous owner, and then Kim went ahead and spent $11,000 making some improvements. Part of the $11,000 spent here was installing the brand new concrete stairs out front, which adds to curb appeal. She restored the original windows. She did a fabulous job with that.
Absolutely. I love that they refurbished. I think it's really great. I'd love to watch a thunderstorm out here. And actually, $11,000, I think she'll see $30,000 back on that investment.
So far, so good, and we haven't even gotten inside.
Yay!
This home is an American craftsman. What's great is how open it is. Kim spent $18,000 in the living room and dining room. She put brand new wood floors throughout, redid all of the woodwork, the trim, the moldings.
The oak trim is outstanding in that hutch. That's to die for.
I can't believe she was able to accomplish all this for $18,000.
I have to tell you, I love the large rooms, and she is going to see $50,000 back on this investment. This is outstanding.
It's right on the money. She deserves every penny.
Absolutely. Oh, what a letdown. This is terrible. This has to be redone.
On the bright side, this is a rather large kitchen for a home built in 1913. So what do you think?
Walking down the hallway, I saw a full bath here. And I was wondering if we could eat up a little bit of that full bath, change it into a half bath, we could actually expand the kitchen a little bit and put more cabinets in. I would love to see them bring some of that beautiful oak in here, keep it the craftsman style, hardwood floors, the stainless steel appliances, and I bet you they could get that done for about $50,000 and they'd see $75,000 back in their investment.
Here's my only reservation. This house only has 2 bathrooms. They cannot afford to lose half a bath. They actually need more.
That daughter's bedroom upstairs is huge. If you put a bathroom in there, that could become a master bathroom. 2 full baths, 1 half bath, you're done.
$50,000, if she has the money, I say she go for it.
I would too,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's pretty common in Chicago to have a finished basement, almost expected.
You know, the winters are so cold here that this is a very warm, cozy cave. And then the summers are so hot, it's actually pretty cool down here. So it's definitely a plus.
Kim spent $11,000 down here. She had to do some structural repairs. She painted, new carpet, and this used to be a drop ceiling with fluorescent lights. So the ceiling was drywalled and all these really nice can lights were installed. I think it makes a big difference.
Oh, it looks more finished. I love the glass block too, lets so much light in.
I think it's a nice space. I think $11,000 was a pretty reasonable amount to spend. Good result.
I think they'll see $20,000 back on that.
Things are adding up in Kim's favor, but will it be enough to finance a kitchen remodel?
It is shouting out to be redone.
Then, a man in Michigan saved a bundle by acting as his own designer. Did he style his way to a big payout?
Everything is really quite outdated.
And later, this pair in Missouri just can't stop renovating, but did they go too far?
I'm a little concerned about whether or not you'll get dollar for dollar back on your investment on this.
Kim is ready to restore the kitchen in her historic Chicago home if the place is worth the right price.
Kim, you successfully revived the craftsman style of this home, but did you create a profit along the way? Let's see.
I have to tell you, the original detail and the woodwork in this house is outstanding. I love the cozy basement. And of course, the room sizes are fabulous. However,
There's a few things that leave a lot to be desired, mainly the kitchen. You walk in there and it is shouting out to be redone. Also, you only have 2 full bathrooms in this home, and if you want to keep up with the competition, you need more bathrooms.
Will Kim get a price of $625,000 to start work on the kitchen?
based on what I've seen today and what is sold in the area, if I were to list your house today, I would list it for $575,000.
That's a little bit less than I thought it was worth, but given the market and the kitchen, and I'm not completely disappointed or completely surprised.
But you're still in the ballgame because you have a profit of $142,000 and a beautiful house to boot.
And the really good news is if you throw $50,000 into the kitchen, I would be very comfortable putting it on for $650,000.
That's good news.
That is very good news.
So thanks for letting us come today.
Thank you for coming.
In 1999, Rodney bought a brand new home in the Plum Hollow area of Southfield, Michigan, outside of Detroit. His talent for design saved him a lot on upgrades.
But the house is a little too much for a single person.
Now Rodney's ready to sell and move into something a little more affordable.
I was looking for a house that wasn't quite this large, and I loved it, so I ended up getting it. My business is in Southfield. It's 2 minutes away. It was an entertaining house, and I entertain a lot. I bought this home for $216,000. I put into it $16,000 in upgrading, And I think it's worth about $280,000. I want to know what my home is worth because I'm thinking about scaling down, thinking about getting something a little smaller. And it's kind of large for me, and the upkeep is a lot. If I got what I'm asking for my home, I would move and buy a condo, something a little smaller. If not, I'll stick it out. I'll ride it out because it's a fabulous home and I can't afford to just give it away.
Southfield is considered first suburb of Detroit. It's the first suburb that you cross as soon as you cross 8 Mile, which is the edge of Detroit. People love Southfield because it's centrally located, it's 10 minutes from everywhere, and they have a lot of large businesses here.
Joy, this is a new construction when I bought it, and it was carpeted here in the foyer. What I decided to do is put this marble here. I spent $3,500.
Well, first off, your choice of a newer construction home is a big plus for buyers.
Oh, great.
They like to walk into a place where they don't have to do much work and upgrades. The marble foyer was an absolutely fabulous choice. Michigan, we know we have snowy weather. They don't like coming in. They don't want to track the snow and dirt into here. $3,500, great job.
As you can see here in the kitchen, I haven't done anything. This is how it was when I bought it.
Well, I do like the fact that it opens up to this gorgeous living room.
All right.
Definitely beautiful. Downside, I don't like the countertops. The cabinets, everything is really quite outdated. Good thing is, $6,000 with some granite countertops and some upgrades will definitely get you your money back, even in today's market.
Okay, I guess I'm going to have to swing
You're
that.
definitely going to have to do that.
All right, take your advice there.
Okay. Wow, Rodney, this is amazing.
None of this looked like this when I first purchased a home. I have a buddy of mine that does basements, and I got an excellent deal. I only spent $7,600 for the whole basement. I raised the floor, and it was $500 because we have sub pumps here in the suburbs. And sometimes they go out or they end up flooding the lower level. All the water would flow underneath the floor and it wouldn't ruin my stereo system or my TV system.
It does add living space over here.
Oh, okay.
So it definitely makes it more marketable. You're going to
Okay.
get all your money back.
Now in the bathroom, I only spent $2,500.
That's it.
That's all I spent.
It looks like you spent at least $5,000.
Out here, I spent $5,000 on the deck. I do a lot of entertaining.
Definitely, Rodney, you did a good job. Adds a lot of entertaining space. The money you spent back here maximizes the space.
Cool thing.
Downside is that this backyard is kind of small. People really like having larger lots, and in Southfield, the lots are typically 4 times the size. The other problem is there's street noise. That's going to be a deterrent to any buyer.
Will Rodney be deterred from selling his place?
That's a downer.
Plus, a couple in Kansas City discovers the basic rules of real estate.
The rest of the neighborhood can pull you down.
Learn how to maximize your home's value at hgtv.com/houseworth. Rodney would like to sell his Southfield, Michigan home and downsize into something a little less expensive.
You really have a beautiful house, Rodney. The things I really like are the fact that you've got a great open floor plan. You've got a newer construction home, which is what buyers love. You've got that fabulous deck back there, and you've got that awesome finished basement. Unfortunately, it's a corner lot on a busy street, and that kitchen definitely needs to be upgraded. That's a downer.
Rodney wants $280,000 for his house. Will he get it?
If I were to list your house today, I would list it for $260,000.
$260. $260?
Absolutely. It's a great number.
Gotta be punking me where they're hitting the cameras.
$260,000, maybe 20 grand less than what Rodney was hoping for, but a profit of $28,000 is not at all bad.
I think you're going to get the number you want. Just hang in there a little bit longer.
I will. I can't afford to give it away for that, so I'll hang in there.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
Pat and Julie raised 3 kids in their Kansas City Craftsman, and over the years they've made a lot of changes. But now that it's just them, they're not sure what they want to do next. So they want to find out their current value to help them decide.
Pat grew up just a few blocks from here. We both did. The house was built in 1912, and we bought it in 1987 for $69,000.
Over a number of years, we've put in probably $160,000 into the house. Not to change the character of the house at all, but just to add a little bit of living space.
We're not going to go anywhere, but we need to know that I have that little cushion on the house.
We have a little bet going.
Yeah.
I say it's $390, she says $380.
I say $360.
Okay. I'm the optimist.
If we get the number that he thinks we're going to get, I will be so excited because I will know that, we've done the right thing for the house, and maybe we can do a few other things to the house that I'd like to do in the future.
I knew this would cost us money.
Kansas City is really one of the country's best kept secrets as far as real estate goes. We never really went up more than 3 to 5% a year, so when things start falling, we don't really come down more than 3 to 5% a year. Wow, Pat and Julie, this place looks great. I mean, it's really got a lot of historic detail to it. Now, I noticed also when I came up front, your curb appeal is awesome.
We just recently painted it and put in new gutters, and that cost us about $8,700.
I love the front porch. It's just huge.
It's also a great spot for enjoying what Brad says is one of the nicest parts of Kansas City. He is concerned, though, that this house is one of the biggest houses in the neighborhood.
Buyers are really leery of buying the biggest house in the neighborhood. If you're buying at the top end, the rest of the neighborhood can pull you back down. Wow, this room is fantastic.
Yeah, this wasn't here before.
I love it.
It was a galley kitchen.
The screened-in porch grew into a room addition, but frankly, we couldn't be happier because it's only about 400 square feet, but what it does for the flow in the house is incalculable.
Here's the good news. The way that you have created this, and it's so seamless, even though you spent $73,000, the package is going to bring well more than what you guys have invested in this whole area right here.
This house, when it was built in 1912, this room was the maid's bedroom. We wanted to have a bathroom and a laundry room on the first floor.
We spent about $2,000 on it, and then we still wanted it to maintain the character of the house.
You've got all the detail. You guys bought this house. It was a 4-bedroom, 1-bath, right? Mm-hmm. So now you're a 3-bedroom with 2 baths. People want that second bath. We've had 3-bedroom, 1-bath homes that are in excellent condition sit on the market longer than a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that's not in as nice condition. So one of the best additions I think you could have made to this house, especially for $2,000, is this bathroom.
This being a neighborhood like this with a lot of historic architecture, that we wanted to preserve that. And we took pretty good pains to do so. The width of the siding and the shape and the scale of the windows, everything was important to keep with the integrity of the house.
when we started this, it wasn't going to be this huge project. So Pat and I decided that the three most expensive words are while you're at it.
Yeah, that's 4.
This is one of the while you were at it, the garage. The garage cost $7,100.
We used the old back door and the back windows to the house and recycled them into the garage.
It matches the house. It looks great. I think it helps complement everything that you've done. I'm a little concerned about whether or not you'll get dollar for dollar back on your investment on this. The thing to be careful on that, again, is that buyers don't want to necessarily buy the most expensive home in a neighborhood. They don't want to be at the top end. You know, best deal is to be at the low end. Make sure you don't overdo it anymore.
So how's everything going to add up? And what about that bet?
If you guys were to list your house today,
Pat and Julie need to know the price on their Kansas City home so they can plan for the future.
Pat and Julie, I just love your home. There's a lot of really, really good things going for you. First off, location, great location. You couldn't have picked a better place in Kansas City. I think the other thing you've got going for you is the curb appeal. The kitchen, very seamless. There's really not a lot wrong with this house. I mean, if I had to pick something, it would just be that this is probably one of the nicest houses in the neighborhood. And what buyers really look for when they go into a neighborhood is they don't want to buy the most expensive one. They'd rather buy middle to the lower end and let that neighborhood pull those values up.
Pat and Julie made a bet. Julie says the house is worth $360,000 and Pat's banking on $390,000.
If you guys were to list your house today, I would list it for $400,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looks like the news is better than either of them hoped, giving Pat and Julie a total profit of $171,000.
You owe me dinner.
Yeah.
Going through historic homes, I'm used to seeing fireplaces in almost every room.
In 1913, furnaces came into play for the first time. It was actually a sign of wealth not to have a fireplace. A purist of the craftsman style will really appreciate that.